Is Auburn football's starting quarterback for 2026 currently on the roster? Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Frazier, and welcome to Water Cooler Talk Sports. If this is your first time here around the water cooler with us, thank you so much for joining us, man. Please like the video, share the video, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,100 subscribers before the end of 2025, so we can't do it without you. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching the video. Please like the video, share the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button because hope you enjoy the content. And we can't get to 1,100 subscribers without you as well. So thank you. Let's get into the topic for tonight, man. Auburn football is in sort of a dilemma, is where we are. Sort of a dilemma Auburn football is in. Earlier today, it was announced that, well, not that much earlier today, literally like a couple hours ago. It was announced that Byron Brown has announced his intentions to enter the transfer portal. So Auburn fans know Byron Brown, starting quarterback at USF for the past 3 seasons, been there with Alex Golesh. 3,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher. His first season starting. The next season had an injury, but was on track to do that again. This past season, 3,100 yards passing, just over 1,000 yards rushing. Did it 2 out of 3 years as a starter. He did it. And now he's announced his intentions to enter the portal. And all signs point to him potentially ended up in Auburn, Alabama with his former head coach and offensive coordinator, Alex Golesh and Joe Gordon. But here's the problem. There's a unique talent and a very generational talent on this roster in the name of Deuce Knight. Now, Deuce Knight is not an Alex Golesh guy. Deuce Knight was recruited by the previous staff, former five-star guy out of Mississippi. You saw him twice this past year in the 2025 season, excuse me. You saw him against Ball State, kind of rocky against Ball State. But then you saw him get the start against Mercer, and you saw him come out here and run the ball very, very well, have 4 rushing touchdowns in that game, which we all knew he could do. You saw him be a little rocky throwing the ball starting out, but as the more he played in the game, the more he got settled in, he started delivering the ball with a lot more accuracy. Still throwing it a lot, throwing it hard. You know, had some juice, had some heat behind the ball when it come off behind the ball when it come off his hand. But he got comfortable and he was putting the ball in spots. So when you saw him play, you saw the potential. You saw what everybody has been raving about when it comes to Deuce Knight and what he could be as a starting quarterback on the Power 4 level. But the question we want to ask ourselves is, who starts? Who starts in 2026? This is assuming that Byron Brown does come to Auburn. You look at it from the perspective of Alex Golesh, right? New head coach at Auburn. And you've seen what Auburn has done in the past when it comes to coaches. You look at Brian Harsin, didn't get a full 2 seasons. You look at Hugh Freeze, 2.5 seasons. When you look at it from the perspective of Alex Golesh has to be saying in his head, in the back of his head, I probably have 3 seasons to get this thing right. You know, I probably only have that and to get Auburn back to the point to where Auburn is winning football games and people see the proof of concept. So you ask yourself the question, do I go with what is unknown to me or do I go with what is known to me? Unknown to me is Deuce Knight. I see the potential. I see what everybody is saying. I see what this guy has done in limited playing time and limited competition on the field. And he did it against competition that's kind of lower than the level that the guy that I've been coaching for the past 3 seasons has shown. Now, granted, Mercer, FCS national champions, he did it against a Mercer team. They were the FCS national champions a couple seasons ago. But you look at Byron Brown. Byron Brown's in the group of 5 in the American Conference. Teams like Tulane, you know, those type of teams. You know, you're looking at him playing against competition to where he played against some SEC competition. He played against Florida actually beat Florida. You played against a Boise State team that was a playoff team last year. That's probably more comparable than a Mercer. So I'm Alex Golesh. I'm sitting here asking myself the question: do I go with what the potential is telling is what everybody's telling me about the potential with this guy Deuce Knight, or do I go with the guy that will be here for 1 year, but I've coached for 3 years? He knows the system. He knows how the system is run. He knows what we want to do with this system, and the numbers prove it. He's been a 3,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher 2 out of the 3 seasons he's been a starter, and one of the seasons he got hurt, didn't was able to finish the season. But then here's the dilemma, and we're gonna talk about this later on tonight on the live show on Water Cooler Talk. Well, actually, this is coming out Tuesday, so this is being recorded Monday afternoon. But how does that affect Deuce Knight? Does Deuce Knight want to stick around? Does Deuce Knight want to stay? Does Deuce Knight want to be behind a quarterback when he feels as if he has the talent and he has the same skill set and can do exactly what this quarterback is doing? Does he feel like he can come out and lead this team? If he feels as if he can take his talent somewhere else and compete for a starting job, have a legitimate shot for competing for the starting job, you may see him exit the door and find that spot. There won't be no less suitors who will be willing to pay Deuce Knight the amount of money it is to be that guy. I think the starting quote for quarterbacks right now in the portal is $4 or $5 million. So somebody will be willing to pay him that money. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I would say. Yeah, having Deuce sit behind Byron Brown, and this is not like a new phenomenon. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel this way. Having Deuce sit behind Bryce Brown for a year, understand the system, learn the system, and then be able to come out after the 2026 season, knowing that you have the clear shot to being the 2027 starter because you sat in the system. If you know that from the jump and you know you have that opportunity with whoever Auburn decides to bring in the portal in the 26, 27, going into the 27 season, you have a jump on that guy because you know the system. Even if it is a competition, as Deuce Knight would know that I know the system. I know what the coaches want me to do. Now all I have to do is just tailor that around my skill set and deliver on the football field. But the question is, I hate to say it, ego. Does a former 5-star guy want to sit behind another guy for another season and not be on the field playing? Yeah, it is what it is. But here's the question for the chat. Here's a question for everybody that's watching it in the comments. Who do you think should start? Are you on the train of saying that you think that Byron Brown should come in and be the starter? Or do you think that Auburn should go with Deuce Knight, which could potentially give Alex Golesh that grace period, per se, of not having to win right now with the guy that hasn't been in your system? That's the question that we all want. That's the question that needs to be answered, to be honest with you. Which one is more important? Excuse me. Which one is more important? Do we want to win now? Show proof of concept that this can happen, which can potentially lead to more guys wanting to come to Auburn and be a part of Auburn because they see what's happening? Or do we go with the unknown as the signal caller and go through the rough patches and then have more pressure in year 2, year 3, because now he's been through the ringer as the full-time guy? You tell me what you think. I'm more inclined to believe that I would probably, if it was me and I'm the new head coach, I'm probably going with what I know for sure. If it was me, I'm probably going with the for sure, especially when you look at the history of what Auburn has been the past 5 seasons. Auburn has not had a winning season. If I can come in and get a winning season going, if I can come in and do that with the guy that I know that has helped me win some games at the previous spot and that knows the system, I would probably lean more that way because that gives you a precedence to set upon when you go out and start recruiting guys next. Because the hype around Deuce Knight is not going anywhere. People are going to be excited to play with Deuce Knight either way it goes. So if people see Byron Brown do it, the excitement for Deuce Knight after him being in the system for a year and seeing what his skill set is and what he can do, it's going to be off the roof. It's going to be through the roof. It's going to be off the charts. People going to be lining up saying if Byron Brown did that in this offense on this level of college football, we saw him do it at the G5 level, but if he does that on this level of college football, Duce Knight is right behind him, who probably has a larger skill set and a larger and probably a higher ceiling. You gonna have a lot of people trying to knock on that door to come to Auburn University to play with Deuce Knight in this offense that Alex Golesh and Joe Gordon is gonna put on the field. So tell me in the comments, what do you think? How do you feel? Would you go with Byron Brown if you were the head coach? The for sure known 3,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher? Or will you go with the potential, the future, the star, the can't miss the prodigy in Deuce Knight? Tell us in the comments. Which way would you go? Appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at The Water Cooler Talk. Please subscribe to us here at Water Cooler Talk Sports on YouTube, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Go watch some of the other videos that we've done. Man, we try to put out a video at 7 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, man. And of course, our live shows at 7 p.m. Central Time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So as always, man, y'all have a good one. Y'all be great. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be easy. It is one love as always. See you on the next one.